All right, so from the beginning, thanks for having me here. Great to be talking about this subject that is very important for me and for the oceans and for the safety of everybody that shares the water with sharks. So my name is Roger Koenig. I'm a freediver instructor, underwater photographer, and a researcher in neuroscience. Um, I'm originally from Chile, and my journey into the ocean started rather late in life, 8 years ago when I came to Australia. And to be honest with you, at the beginning, I was really scared about sharks. And that might be because my first experience with the idea of sharks was through the movie Jaws. In that movie, sharks are depicted as these bloody, thirsty creatures that want to eat us. And that idea stuck in my head well before I encountered any shark. And to my surprise, when I finally met a shark, this is the actual footage of my first encounter with a shark in the Great Barrier Reef, I realized that I was very wrong and this idea was very false. And I found that these creatures are fascinating, elegant, strong. And in this very video, as you often will find, this shark is more afraid of me than I am from it. And that started a long journey to try to understand these creatures and connect with them. And I've been very, very fortunate to have freedived and photographed these sharks in many settings and met many species. And one important thing that I want to say is that most of my interactions with sharks have been organic interactions. That means that I haven't attracted them with food, and I've been able to know them in their natural behavior, far from feeding frenzies triggered by food. And also, most of my interactions with sharks and encounters have been by purely chance. So I know one or two things about encountering sharks in the wild, and that's what I want to talk to you about. And yes, I have been freediving with the most iconic shark species, like the gray whites and tiger sharks, and not in a cage. And I want to talk about what I've learned through these experiences. And the most important thing I have learned about sharks is that they can communicate. Like, they have a language. They use their bodies to communicate in which state of mind they are. This body language is very widespread in the animal kingdom. We humans use it. It's been estimated that up to half of the information we convey is through body language. Sharks use it way more than that. And they will reveal cues about their intentions through the body language. And we can read them and understand their state of mind. And very importantly, we can communicate back to them. So understanding this hidden languages, if you wish, with at the end is actually very easy to get because we use it too, is the key to have safer interactions. So using this body language, how do we know when a shark is not happy, when it's angry? So when sharks are not happy, they will display something called agonistic displays. That's the scientific name. And it's a warning behavior associated with conflict and competition. So the important part here is warning. So they will show and display these behaviors before getting into physical confrontation. And this is a way for them to resolve conflict in a non-violent manner. So that means that for us, it's a window of opportunity to de-escalate interactions before aggression. So this figure here shows what a shark, a happy shark look like in A and an angry shark in C. In the elements that we will be looking for to spot an angry shark or an agonistically displaying shark is the pectoral depression. So they will put the pectoral fins down. That's a very telling sign. Snout rise, so they will point their heads up. At the same time, they will arch their backs and they will swim with jerky movement. So these are very prototypical ways that sharks show that they're not happy with us. Other things that we can look for is exaggerated swimming movement. So they will swim with very ample movements, but without moving a lot or very efficiently. Gapping, which is opening and closing the jaws, showing the teeth, really, like what dogs would do. Lateral swimming, so swimming side to side among sharks or beside us to probably see who's bigger. And frontal approach. So these are very prototypical displays of agonistic behavior. So this is a picture of what an agonistic behavior looks like in real life. So you can see the depression of the pectoral fins, the arch back, and a frontal approach. So this very shark is not happy with us being around. So what should we do if we see a displaying shark in the wild? So first and foremost is facing the shark, maintaining eye contact, swimming upright. And this is very simple, but surprisingly, this is the most deterring thing that you can do. And this serves a few purposes. First, you acknowledging the shark and its behavior. You telling them that you're there and reacting to their presence. That will first allow you to start maintaining and asserting hierarchy. The other thing is that sharks are opportunistic predators, so they want a prey that it can be caught in surprise. So by reacting to them, you are not that prey anymore. And swimming upright make us look in a way that is dissimilar to the natural preys. Second thing is backing away while staying calm. And staying calm is key here. So shark love injure fish and other marine animals. And what injured animals do is to splash in the water. So that's a little bit like ringing the bell for a shark. So you don't want to do that. You want to swim away purposefully and calmly. The other thing is look for more sharks. So oftentimes we see a shark, we lock into that shark, and there are other sharks around, and that's not good because as you paying attention to one shark, another can be getting a little bit too close. And this is a little bit more important on species that are known to chase impacts or shivers, as it's called, a group of sharks. As whalers, duskies and bronzes would do that often, come in packs. And if you see one, expect another one to come. As opposed to more lonely species as tiger sharks, for example. So if a shark is displaying to you, most likely is not interested in you as such, but is interested in the area you're occupying. So maybe you are next to the fish it wants to eat, the place it's hunting, or it's interested in your fish if you're spear fishing. That's very often. So go away from those places and surrender your fish. sheltering using structures. So the idea here is to limit the angle in which sharks can approach, and also making the scanning of potential sharks coming close a little bit easier for you. So you can use reef walls, boats, whatever you have to kind of shrink the area that you have to attend to. If they are coming a little bit too close, best practice is to maintain distance with any material you have. That can be fins, that can be spear guns. Of course, don't shoot them because you're gonna make them angrier. Use your camera or your hand if worse comes to worse. This is very unlikely, but often if you push them away, that would be it. So the adverse shark interactions can happen in very many flavors. So what we talk about is agonistic interactions, but there can be other interactions too. And the guidelines we revised, they are valid for all these interactions, really. The difference here is that you would put a little bit more accent on it, or importance in some elements, like, for example, as asserting hierarchy, or keeping calm. That can be very crucial depending on the type of interaction. This is a subject that is a little bit deeper, and you need to understand a little bit better the language of the sharks. So this is, for example, one of the things we revise in a deep way in the shark retreats interaction that I run. So what happens in the case that you're not able to react and respond and even see a behaving shark, but they're still there? This is the case when you, for example, surfing on the surface, you won't see the shark until it's very late and it's very close. So the smarter things to do here is to avoid shark completely. And there are many guides written in these subjects, many very good guides. And one of the best is written by my friend, Madison Stewart. So if you want to have a read of this, and I strongly encourage it, this is the link. And what we will aim to do in these situations to avoid sharks is to go away from places where they hunt or there's prey for them. So you don't get mistaken by one of them. So first thing is go away from bait balls. Bait balls are a group of fish that are getting preyed upon. So they are directed to the surface of the ocean, and you will see fish jumping out of the water, birds diving down. So you want to avoid these places. Rain runoffs and river mouths. So these canalize materials that smell and taste like the things sharks like to eat. Many sharks are scavengers, and they like things that smell rotten. So they can be runoffs from farms, sewage, and that's very, very yummy for sharks. So you want to go away from those things. Carcasses and animal remains, same idea. Don't go in the ocean when they are around. Fishing vessels, sharks have learned how to, that commercial fishing vessels mean an easy meal. Dawn and dusk, they are more active hunting, and deep water and drops off. So to put all this into context, so we have to acknowledge sharks are dangerous animals, and we want to play it safe with them. But at the end of the day, sharks are responsible for around 10 fatalities per year worldwide. So that's 10 fatalities too many, if you ask me. And that's not good, but compared to other predators, that's relatively a low number. And to put things into perspective, gas and food, things that we encounter every day, kill sharks, kill people in orders of magnitude that many times higher. And nobody is really completely afraid of gas in food, just to put things into perspective. So the take home message of my talk is that I invite people to learn about sharks, connect with them, and learn that these are wonderful creatures that are very important for marine ecosystems. They keep the balance of the species in the ecosystems. They prune the weak and sick. They really amazing creatures. They've been reigning in the oceans for almost 500 million years. Yes, billion with a B. And they are totally amazing and incredible creatures. They will teach you a lot about the ocean. They teach you a lot about nature and a lot about yourself too. So if you want to learn more about interacting with sharks through the retreats that I run, or about other marine life, check my website and my Instagram. And thank you very much.